Hey guys, what's poppin'? Jacques Slade here, back with another unboxing, and today I have a shoe that I almost wasn't going to unbox for you guys. I was literally like, nah, I'm not gonna share this with them. I'm just gonna keep this within my personal collection. But then I started thinking about the shoe. I started thinking about the man behind the shoe and some stories about the man behind the shoe. And I was like, no, you have to share that. You have to share that with your audience to give them perspective on things, and so they have a better idea and make them more well-rounded as a sneakerhead, given some information that they may not necessarily have had. So with that being said, let's get right to it. As you can see, this is the Air Jordan 1 box, and there's the Air Jordan 1 shoe inside, but it's not necessarily the shoe that I'm here to talk to you about. I mean, let's take a look at the shoe, but this is the Air Jordan 1. Now, this is the updated version of the shoe, so this is the Flyknit version of the Air Jordan 1. This colorway in particular is called the Shadow colorway of the Air Jordan 1. So let's pull these out the box, give you guys a nice good look at those. Just a really great looking shoe. But beyond the shoe, I was thinking about Michael Jordan when I was going to do this unboxing, and I was like, what am I going to talk to my audience about with this shoe? Because they've seen the Air Jordan 1 before. So I thought about Michael Jordan's rookie year, and I was like, oh, you have to tell them about that, because most people don't even know about that. So a couple of things about Jordan's rookie year. First of all, he was the third pick in the draft, which I believe most of you guys know already, but his team hadn't gone to the playoffs. The Chicago Bulls, they hadn't been to the playoffs since 1981. So in 1984 or 85, when Jordan joined the team, that was the first time they had been to the playoffs in 3 or 4 years. Again, something that's attributed to Michael Jordan. That year he averaged like 28 points per game, came in as a rookie, earning 28 points per game. He won Rookie of the Year, which is obviously a big deal as always. But one of the more interesting things about Jordan's rookie year, when he wore the Air Jordan 1, which actually he didn't start wearing the Air Jordan 1, he started wearing the Nike Air Shift, which is the shoe that many believe that Jordan actually banned, well, that the NBA actually banned. But we'll talk about that one in another video. The big story about his rookie year is the NBA All-Star Game. So as you guys know, the NBA All-Star Game is coming up. It's going to be here in Los Angeles, and the game happens every year. So during Jordan's rookie year, he made it to the NBA All-Star Game. But not only did he make it to the NBA All-Star Game, he was a starter for the NBA All-Star Game as a rookie, and he was voted in by the fans. He quickly became a fan favorite during his first season in the NBA. But even more than that, it would be awesome. Yeah, he made the All-Star Game, that's awesome. Oh, the fans voted him in, that's awesome. But something even more than that was the response of the veteran players in the game. If you look back at the stats for that All-Star Game, Jordan only scored 7 points. Now, that's not a Jordan stat. Like, you never hear someone quoting the fact that, oh, Jordan had 7 points in a game. That's just not something that you hear. But there's a reason behind that, and it wasn't because Jordan just didn't play well during that game. From what I understand and the stories that I've been told is that the veteran players in the NBA were so upset that Jordan was getting so much buzz and that he was getting so much attention as a rookie that they decided to freeze him out of the game. And basically, they didn't pass him the ball a lot during the game, and that's why he ended up with only 7 points. I want you to think about that. These veteran players from the Eastern Conference, and many people actually blame Isaiah Thomas for this, that he was the leader and he was the one that got them to freeze Jordan out and not get the ball. So think about that. As a rookie, the people that you respect and play with, they decide not to give you the ball. How messed up is that? It just blows my mind every time I think about that story, and you can see why such a rivalry developed between Jordan and players like Isaiah Thomas and all those other guys. And there's even a story further down the line about Mike leaving or requesting that Isaiah Thomas be left off of a certain team that won a lot of games, but I'm not gonna mention that because I'm not sure that that's the actual case. Anyway, so definitely want to give you guys a look at these. This is the Air Jordan 1. This is the Flyknit version, originally designed by Peter Moore. Now, the original Air Jordan 1 was made in like 20 different colorways, and as you guys know, that trend of creating different colorways of the Air Jordan 1 continues to this day. This time they flipped the actual materials and made it out of Flyknit. I personally really like the Flyknit version of the Air Jordan 1. I think they did a really great job of replicating the look and feel of the Air Jordan 1 from the Flyknit here at the toe box, the way that they doubled up on the Flyknit here on the material on the right here at the toe. The swoosh looks really great still. The way they have the ankle here and then the heel cap right here. It just looks really great. It's a really great reproduction of the shoe, and it's a lightweight version of the shoe. They kind of made this a premium version of the Air Jordan 1 in a sense, because they added leather to the inside. They have leather insoles in here, and then they have the stretchy Flyknit here to make sure that it's breathable, so the whole tongue isn't leather, but they have a leather tag here, and then they have the leather lining. So they really, I guess, almost like a upscaled version of the Jordan 1, using the Flyknit as the, I guess, as the impetus to make it a more luxury or a more higher end version of the shoe. And I think that's kind of has to do with the fashion aspect of it as well. The Air Jordan 1 is a big fashion shoe. You can pretty much wear it with anything from super dressy to super dressed down, beat up to brand new. And the Jordan 1 is just one of those shoes that looks good regardless. So I think they did a good job with these. Big shout out to the folks over at Jordan Brand, one, for sending these over. I appreciate you guys, but also creating and designing a shoe and making sure you don't take away from the history and the iconic status of the Air Jordan 1. They could have very easily did this and made the shoe look worse, or just threw Flyknit on it and not really care how true it was to the original. But I think they stayed true to the original, which is a big deal for me and something that I appreciate as a guy that really loves the Air Jordan 1. Anyway, so with that being said, just wanted to give you guys a little bit of history about the Air Jordan 1. That All-Star Game story just blows my mind every time I hear it, so I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you guys. This is the Air Jordan 1 Flyknit. This is the Shadow colorways. As always, guys, I am Jacques Slade. I appreciate you. Make sure you stay tuned, because I got some good stuff coming up for you guys in the next couple of days, and I'll see you soon. Peace.